So me and Trey are gonna play a two-player game here. You'll see him shortly. And we played it once about 6 months ago. And I enjoy war games. I'll play any of them. I don't know if Trey did, but he is visiting, and we're going to play another one. And the first time we played, we're really trying to get a handle on it, and the battle board took some getting used to. This time around, I think we've been talking about it, going over it. I think we're ready for it, and we know how to use the battle board and the system better. So here we go. Columbia block game. I already put one up of Julius Caesar. Really enjoyable. Really enjoy that one. This one is a little more, how do you say it? Intense, because it's just straight into the battle. And you really have to admire Napoleon. Now, Napoleon has to be aggressive. Find that. We can either shoot around to the right here. On our first move, you can activate two groups. This group this way, one this way. And then you don't move the other one. Or you move these two groups and not this one this way. Or any combination here. But what I see definitely, what has to be done here in the first turn is we have to attack this Prussian unit in Calais. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Now, one of the rules says in order for two groups to attack the same group, you have to be adjacent to this group and adjacent to each other. Now, these are adjacent to each other, but they're not adjacent to that group. And this has to be done at the start of the movement. And then you can only move down the large roads here with 8 troops, but if you're crossing a river to attack an enemy unit, which that is, you're halved. So you can only move 4 guys into here from here, or if you choose to come this way, 3. Remember, they both can't do it. So to me, I'd like to get 4 guys to start the battle. So I'm probably going to use the cavalry unit here, and I'm going to activate this. Now, another thing is, if I block his retreat, here's what I'm thinking. Because as soon as we engage, he can retreat. And if he retreats his entire army, he can retreat 2 men down a large road. So he can easily go like this. 1 guy would have to die if I can block this and this, and I don't give him a retreat route down the small road. Now, if he wants to do that, I'll let him do that. Lose a block, that's great. Remember, you need to kill 9 Prussian blocks and 8 English blocks. If he chooses to not eliminate a block and retreat right away, then he stays 1 round. If he stays 1 round to save his block, it helps me out, because now, even though I spread out my troops, I can reinforce the battle, and when the battle's done, I can regroup using the same movement rates as a retreat. 2 down a big road, 1 on a small. So that's what I want to do. I'm going to block him from moving here, here, and of course these 2, and attack. The problem is, of course, we have to force march, and I hope we don't get hurt. In that sense, the game's, always different. We'll see how we do it. I'm going to start with the cavalry. Now, because the 4th is pretty strong, I'm going to make my first move. So I'm activating this group, and I'm going to move 1 to the town there. Now, remember, I can move 8 people up this road. And we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So everybody can go there if I want them to. You can split them off in any direction you want. I'm going to send 2 cavalry, I think, in the fight that are most strong, in case he gets lucky with something and we have to, fight the first round. So the cavalry can move 2. So he goes 1, 2. Now that's 2 units I have moved now on the large movement rate across the river. Remember, you can only do 4. Well, there's 2 on because cavalry can go 2. What I want to do is block this and then regroup down the small road. So I'm going to take another cavalry unit and go 1, 2. I'm going to take the rest of the cavalry and move them in here. Okay, that's that group. Now here, again, we can either take off that way, but if we do that, I don't like that idea because I don't want to leave this spot and this spot open. If I was to take off this way, it's not really to go here, it'd be to go out here. But I want to block these two, so I'm going to activate Napoleon. And he has a small road. That means only 6 things are moving down the road. And unfortunately, we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10 things here. And yes, the leaders do count as part of your movement. Now again, this is your decision of what units you're moving. Remember, you try to keep corps together because it helps when you set up on the battle board. Only corps that are in the same, units that are in the same corps can set up together. I think I'm going to take these 4 guard and Napoleon. That's 5 pieces. And then what we have left here is the 6th Corps and the 3rd Corps. Well, I'm going to move one of the 3rd unit in, and I think I'm going to take the strongest guy. And he's going to, now that's 6 road movement down the small road. Down the small road from Beaumont to Thuin. So there's 6 units there. Now, what to do with the rest? Because remember, you can split off and do whatever you want. Now, I think we just want to go in this unit here. That is at Soray. And I think that's the best move, is put these guys here. Because you want to keep your groups together and concentrated more together and supporting each other. Now that normal movement's done, we can force march. And I want to force march first these 2 guys. Now they can force march up the road, you're good to go. Because remember, you can move 4 totally into this unit. And I've only moved 2 on this road. So these 2 are going to go. But unfortunately, to force march, you have to roll a die. If you get a 1, 2, or 3, I lose a step. So let's start with artillery, and then we'll go to the infantry. And I rolled a 1. The artillery loses a step, and he's in. And the second guy. Oh, and another 1. Okay? This is how unfortunate that was. Now, from Napoleon's group, we're going to move down this little road to this town. I'm going to force march 6 guys. Well, actually only 5, because I'm going to leave 1 behind because I want to hold this town right there. Okay, so these all have to force march. And Napoleon, you do not force march with Napoleon because they only have 1 step, and if you lose them, it's over. So he stays in Thuin. I'm going to force march these. Now, having Napoleon there, they get to add 1 to the dice. So this one made it. This one, see, I rolled a 3, but because Napoleon's there, he makes it. And this guy loses a step. And that guy loses a step. Look at, so I lost 4 steps just force marching here. Not good. It is just not good starting like that. But that's the way it goes. Anyways, we do have a battle now. We have a battle right there at Corlay. And we're going to set up on our battle board. First thing that happens is the attacker draws a terrain. You mix them up and you pick one.
So woods, I don't mind woods. It's a good defensive position, and you can put infantry in it, and they get an F1. Cavalry don't get shock, and they fight at an F1. And artillery cannot shoot into it, can't deploy into it, and can't move into it. So I like woods, and you don't have to defend it with a lot of pieces.
I'm going to just put it right in the center. And you have to show what it is. It's woods.
Alright, so I expected this fight right here. If I retreat right away, I can only move 2 guys down this big road on each side. He's blocked me on these fronts right here.
So that's Trey.
But the choice we make here, and the strategy, is that do we retreat first turn and lose a block, or do we stay one round, fight one round, and then the next round retreat? Could be to their benefit and help the French.
Gets to draw, as the defender, 2 terrain markers.
So we got...
Oh, he drew woods. Oh, he drew 2 woods, so he's good defense there. So, go ahead.
It doesn't really matter where I put my woods. So infantry is good in the woods. So I'm putting one of my infantry in the left, and then my other infantry in the center.
Okay, that will be my setup. Because basically, there's not a whole lot I can do until my reinforcements come, I think. It looks like he'll defend, and then I don't know what he's got planned here, but I'm matching him with 2. So, the battle will start. And first thing we do is morale checks, but of course we don't have to. And so it's move and attack. And fire with my foot artillery. He gets 2 dice and the firepower F1. I need 1s. And I was just going to say, I've been doing good with 1s. That's how I lost all my steps. So you do lose a step.
I lose a step. So I could choose any guy.
Any guy. Well, no. You have to choose the most powerfulest guy. So the guy with the highest number, he loses a step.
Do you want me to show like?
No, well, yeah, we're going to show here in a minute, I guess. I guess once you use it, we'll go ahead and show him. So he's losing the step. Okay. And then I think I'm going to move in with a cavalry. Now we show him. And I'm going to go ahead and fight with this cavalry. 3 dice. And we need 2s. Oh, wow. Can't argue with that.
Yeah.
2 more hits. So the stronger guy will go down a step. Now they're tied. You can pick another one, any one you want. You can do the artillery or the cavalry.
Try to even it out.
Okay. All right. That is my turn. So at the end of my turn, I can reinforce my battle. Now, I'm not going to move him because I don't want him retreating there. It's going to come from this spot. I can move 2 up this big road. And I think I'm going to take these 2. Okay, those come in. And then from here, I don't want him retreating there, so I'm only moving 1 in. So I'm moving him in. Okay? And from this one, we can do another. And I think I'll move him in because it's a small road and he can come in. So this is what the Prussians were afraid of. They know I'm coming in strong. So it's his turn. And you got morale checks. He has to take a morale.
So I'm rolling 4 through 6. I'm saving. And
Okay,
it's a 2.
You have bad morale. It must make a disengaged battle move, perhaps causing a rout.
So I have 2 guys in here because if I only had 1 and he took this one out, he would have solely occupied this, which would cause a rout, which would mean that I would lose this area. So that's why I put 2 blocks in this. So I'm disengaging to the reserve.
And I still hold that.
So I'm going to retreat these 2 guys, my move. So we're going to send them back. So to retreat my guys, he has blocked this whole area for me. So in order to keep my units together, I'm going to retreat them both 1 town over. So if I retreat everybody right now, I'm going to lose a block regardless. So I'm going to stay in 1 round and make an attack. So
Dice.
I have 2 dice and I'm hitting on 1s. And I've got nothing.
Oh, actually you get a 2. Now, because artillery is in close range, the first time he attacks, it's grape shot. He gets grape shot, so that firepower goes to a 2. So he actually does have a hit. Now, my artillery can't fire anymore because I'm engaged, but we're going to send this guy some help. 1, 2. Now, unfortunately, I only get 2 moves, so I can't do anything there. And, okay, that's my move. I'm just going to advance on him, and then only 1 down a small road, so I get 1 more there. These guys I don't want to move in, because when he retreats, he can pick any open town. I want him going backwards. I don't want him up here. Yet, anyways. And I want to get my group all together. That's what I'm working on. Okay. You know what? I may not mind him moving there because I already forced him on the 1. You know what? Yeah, who cares about that? Let's send these 2 in too. Well, not this one, just this one. I don't care if he goes there. Something I don't care if he comes up here. I just want to get my groups together as best I can. So, let's do that. Okay, his turn.
So I'm going to retreat instead of fight this battle, but I'm engaged in my center and in my right, so I lose a step. So when I retreat him, he'll go down to a 3. And then my foot artillery will go down to a 1. And then this is not an engagement, so he will be at a normal.
So now he can pick where he's going on his retreat. Again, he can go here now with 1 guy because it's a small road. He can go 2 guys here and 2 guys there. So he's going to have to split up something.
My strategy is to keep all my units together. As we're saying, I can move 2 down this big road, so I'm going to move 2 guys in here to keep my unit cohersely together. And then I'm going to move this single guy 1 road. And see, I have these 2 groups right here. I want to block him being able to come and attack this group.
So I own the town. So part of my plan was when I ended this battle, you see here, I wanted as much here as I can. And now I can regroup and I can shift to any friendly town. Well, I think I like this position. And now I'm going to shift these guys up here. Like this. I can only move 1 down that road, so. But that's what I wanted to end up in, more concentration. So that's my idea right now. I want this force here, and now I have this force here. And my turn is done.